Hello everyone, in this video we will see from the module 4 how to create a class rectangle and how to return the instance values to the called function. So rectangle is like we all know rectangles as 4 coordinators called like 4 points if I take a plane of graph, or if I take a rectangle as a geometry, then it has two attributes called height and width. To write the image of rectangle, then we have to do two possibilities. It can be specifying the two corners of rectangle, or two corners of rectangle like width and height, or by two opposing corners. So to create a rectangle class, first thing what we have to do is class rectangle. Then we can write the string which states what a class rectangle is, and again defining attributes like width and height, or by defining corner. So for defining corner, we can take point class, which we saw in previous topic. So point class will have x and y value. So box corner dot x will take the value of corner values x and y. So box dot corner dot y and box dot corner dot x. So to show the implementation, if I take a class, first we'll define a class point, and then class point, then class point is for type x and y. So next is class rectangle. So here we will have height and width and corner. So whatever we want, we can specify inside the comment string. Okay, so here after specifying the classes, we can create object. So box is an object for the class function rectangle. So now we can start defining values for height, width and corner from the class rectangle with the help of box object. Box dot height, let me take h for height. We can even use h, or we can use height or any variable name. Once we make use of variable name, that will be continued. So box dot h, which is equal to, I'll take the same value, 200.0. then box dot width is taken with 100.0, and then box dot corner is specified with a object point. So to allocate values for x, I have to go with box dot corner dot x, which is specified as 0.0, and box dot corner dot y is equal to 0.0. Sorry for that. So this is how we can create a class rectangle and create objects for class rectangle and create values or assign values to the attributes of the class. Now once the attributes is created, the class will look like this. So the object is box. We have an object for rectangle called box. It has the value width or the value of w, which is 100, the value of height h, which is 200, and there is one more object inside the object called corner. So this corner is an object for the class point which has the type x, which is equal to 0, y, which is equal to 0. This is how we can create even instance. Means instance can also have an instance inside it, or object can have an attribute which is also one more object for another class. So we can also embed, means in this way we can also embed an object as an attribute for one object. Next one is instance as a return value. So functions always can return a instance. So that instance can be written, means instance can be written value also. To find the center, take the rectangle as an argument and return a point that contains coordinates of a rectangle, means center of a rectangle. Here find rectangle, means find center is a function which is taking an attribute as a rectangle, means rect as a object for the rectangle, and it is creating a point, means p as a point, which is an object for the class point, and it is finding the values of x and y. Then it is calculating the values of x and y with the corner object from the rectangle object. So from rectangle.corner.x, rect is an object from rectangle. Corner is an attribute from rectangle, which is the object for the class point .x plus rect plus .width by 2 will calculate the value p.x and p.y, and we are returning the value p, which is an instance of a return class. Means instance or object of a class is returned as a value here. So if I take a window, execution window, then define find center. So we are passing box in this case as an object. Enter p, which is a one more point object. So p is one more point object. P dot x is equal to rect dot cor dot x plus rect dot rect dot w by 2, then p dot y, which is equal to rect dot cor dot y. So instead of taking rect, let me take box. Since I am taking the object box, then we can return p. So if I call the function with a as an attribute, which is equal to find center with box as the function call, and if I print a, it is a point for the object, means it's a main point for object point. Okay, it's an object for the class point. So since it is returning the point p, means it is returning the object p, now a is also a object for the point class. So if I use a dot x, it will give the value of 50, which is from p dot y, and a dot y is 50. If I give p dot x, since I'm not in the function, it is not returning the value p dot x. Okay, so this is how we can use a class object or the instance of a class as a return value for the function. I hope you so this is how we made use of this, and instead of writing a dot y and a dot x and p dot x, I can write see here the object name here is center for find center box, but I have used instead of center a dot x and a dot y, so we can make use of print point a will print the value of x and y. So this is how we can make use of a instance of an object as a return values. So I hope you understood the topic. Thank you.